Hey, everybody. If you guys like this show and you want to make your own podcast, let me tell you a little bit about Anchor. It's free, for one. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. And now you can even add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless for what you can create, whether it's music analysis, your own radio show, or something the world's never heard before. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Very easy, very enjoyable platform to start a podcast on. Trust me. So download your free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm, that's F as in Frank, M as in Mary, to get started. Check it out, you guys. It's worth it. Hey, guys. I know you're probably wondering what happened to me lately. I have been so busy. Something about July and August comes about in my business, and it gets really, not slow, but I kind of revert into the house and I stay in the air conditioning, or I go swimming. And I've got a lot more time on my hands in those months because of the heat. I am not a good person to be out in the weather. So typically I work from March through June, and I pull back July and August, and I kind of do my own thing for a while. And then I go back out September through actually the middle of November. Some months, other months it's like the end of November. Could be the middle of November. But that's pretty much my thing that I do. So I'm working in force right now. I've been out. Fall is my absolute favorite time of the year to be just out in general. I don't know what it is. I'm a Christian, and I know I'm not supposed to really celebrate Halloween and get into all that, but boy, do I love the pumpkins and the mums and the hay and the decorations. Not the real freaky decorations. I don't really like those. But I do love all the mums and everything else, the pumpkins. They're just beautiful. I just think it's just a wonderful time of the year. It kind of signals that Christmas is coming, Thanksgiving, like all the holidays, and it's just a wonderful time to be out. So that's what I do every year. And I have been so busy, you guys, and I'm so sorry that I haven't been on much, and it might take me, there might be sporadic weeks here where I do a podcast. Just hang in there with me really till I would say end of November. Just give me a few more months here, and then I'll be podcasting weekly again, at least weekly, maybe a couple times a week. But for now, I'm a very busy beaver, and I just have to focus on work right now. But I will be back. I'm going to do this. I have like 8 shows lined up too. This is so funny because I've got all this stuff lined up and pretty good shows, but I just haven't had the time yet to do it. So hang in there with me. And Robin, let me tell you, I have talked to Robin McRae, who is the woman I want to have on my show, and she is in the same position I'm in. She's constantly busy. Everything day to day, it changes. But I've had the fortune to have nights with her, talked to her on the phone for a brief moment. We've been doing a lot of texting. What an amazing individual. She's like a kindred spirit, really. She's got that same heart that I have, where she cares about everything, she rescues animals. Just an amazing individual. And this is the woman that literally has lived around Bigfoot and Dogmen her entire life. She's been being abducted by ETs since she was 4 years old. And the government has been at her house several times. And actually, the one guy, Ivor, has come in from Russia to stay at her house for weeks on end to do like research and stuff at her house, because she sent me so many pictures, and these pictures are cool. And pictures of Dogmen, Bigfoot. It's almost like they are, what I'm grasping is that they are part physical and part spiritual. And that's why a lot of the times when they try to get pictures of them, they're blurry. Not all the time, because obviously in the Patty picture from the Gimlin era, they had the picture, they called it Patty, of the female Sasquatch, and she was extremely clear. And they've gotten some really clear shots of Bigfoot and Dogmen. But there's a lot of times that they're blurry, or you just don't pick up much, and it's they go interdimensionally. They travel in between dimensions and such, so they might be going in and out of focus and stuff like that. But she communicates with them telepathically constantly. They have taught her so many things. They've told her who they are. They're 15,000 years old. They were created by the extraterrestrials. They were put here to watch over mankind. And what Robin told me was that the Bigfoot rebelled, and they didn't want to watch over us, or not that they didn't want to watch over us, but they did not want to report back about us. And there was other stuff that was involved. But so the ETs hunt them and they try to kill them. So the aliens are running around the forest hunting the Bigfoot and Dogmen and trying to do away with them. But they pretty much, there's the good ones, the Bigfoot that are kind to humans and they're not a threat to us. They really don't have as much of a problem with, apparently. But they are, this is going to sound really whack, I know, but hey, we live in a really strange universe. They're supposedly taking the live Bigfoot out and replacing them with robotic ones that have the robotic mechanisms in their body that are more controllable. She told me that our universe, there's God, that the Bigfoot believe in God, and I don't know if they worship him or if they love him, but they believe in him. So do the extraterrestrials. Now, you all know that I believe the extraterrestrials are the fallen angels and part of the fallen angels. Whenever I say demonic or I say Satan, Robin tells me that that's of the underworld, that's different. It's a different, group of entities or beings. So I know that when Lucifer fell and the fallen angels fell, they went into the underworld, or they're part of the underworld, and the demons are. But then there were the Watchers that came. I do not know if the Watchers were on the same level as Satan and the first group of fallen angels, because it wasn't like they went against God. They just wanted their own thing. I'm kind of wondering if the extraterrestrials aren't part of the Watchers. I don't know why I'm thinking this, but this is just kind of what I've come up with. It's just a theory. I don't know. I have to talk to Robin more about this, because I'm trying to grasp what the separation is between God, Satan, fallen angels with him, demons with him, and then you go into the extraterrestrials, Bigfoot, Dogmen, and then there's this other thing that she said is under there. She said the universe, our government, is run by what they call the cabal. The cabal answers to the Draco. The Draco are the dragons. They're they're called they're winged reptilians. And this goes into what I was talking about with Ted Gunderson, how he saw a person that transformed into a reptilian. This is an ex-FBI agent that saw a man transform from a human being into a reptilian. The lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins stood there and watched the guy that was supposed to be in charge of them transform into a reptilian. He was huge. 7, 8 feet tall when he did. He winked at him and transformed back into a human. It broke his mind. The Queen of England's family is supposedly of the reptilian line. This stuff's true, you guys. This isn't a joke. This isn't something to just not believe in or laugh and dismiss it. The credentials of the people that are telling you this stuff are impeccable. So we have the cabal that runs our immediate government. Above them is the Draco, which would be the reptilians. Robin told me they are extremely evil. She said they're as evil as they come. Above them is what they call AI. Now, I don't know if the AI is literally what our AI, what we think of as the AI. I asked her, I said, what is the AI? Is it like the artificial intelligence? She said she hasn't gotten a clear picture of it totally, but it's like a ball of black, and in the center of it's like a brain. It's like a mind, like an intelligence that's surrounded by blackness in the universe, and it's just completely evil. And this is what is in charge of the Draco, which are completely evil, who in turn are in charge of the cabal, who in turn run our government. I do not understand, like I said, where Satan, God, the demons, all that fit into all of this yet. I still have to talk to Robin more about this. We've been planning a phone call for several days now, and every day either something comes up with her or something comes up with me. We kind of joke about it because our lives are so similar, where it's like day to day, you never know what's going to happen for that day. If it's going to be so busy, you come home exhausted, you just can't do it, or stuff comes up, or, whatever. So we're just winging it at this point, but we get conversations in here and there with each other. She told me that the Bigfoot have a plan that she can't reveal. She hasn't revealed to me. I don't even want to know what the plan are, because the plan is because I don't want them to be hindered in any way from escaping this evil, if it is evil that's running them or trying to kill them. As long as, these are good Bigfoot. But the problem is the Sasquatch and the Dogmen, there are good and bad. She told me our government created dogmen that were bad and released them, and there were natural dogmen that were created alongside of the Bigfoot from the ETs. So there's two different types of dogmen, and I believe that our government calls the ones they created werewolves. That's what they call the werewolf. And then there's the dogman, or it's vice versa. I'm not sure. It's just such a hodgepodge of, it's just a big mess. It's just crazy stuff. True stuff. I feel in my heart and soul that this is real, that there are so many people, so many cultures, so many, just thousands of years of information of this stuff going on. There's no way this can be false. I wanted to talk to her about reincarnation, where that fit in, because I had been looking up some stuff on some people that I'd had some reincarnation stories. I don't know if they're real or if it's information that's implanted into them to lead people away from God. I'm not sure about that yet. I want to talk to her about that. But she said that the Dogmen and the Bigfoot, and there's also cat people, there's Goat Man, there's many other groups of entities or creatures. Especially the Bigfoot, I believe, are the ones that are teaching her, have been teaching her most of her life how to heal, how to create, how to keep the darkness away. She told me she wanted to teach me that she wanted to, I told her I was going through a lot of stuff personally right now relationship wise, especially. Um, just looking to start a new life here and trying to figure everything out. And she told me that basically, my life, there's darkness in it because of other people in my life, and that I have to get away from the dark because it will kill me. And it has been. It's been affecting my body. It's been affecting me physically. I actually broke out in this weird cold sore. I'd always had a cold sore on my one lip, and last week I broke out on one of my upper lip that I've never had before. And it started going into my nose, like the swelling, and my whole body got sick. And I didn't realize that if you break out in a cold sore, that means that you're fighting off the virus, the herpes virus, through your whole system. You just don't realize it. You think it's just a cold sore. But the herpes virus is, it includes shingles, chickenpox, herpes, all kinds of stuff. And what was going on with me, my doctor said, have you been under a lot of stress? And I said, oh my God, yes. My relationship has just been unbelievable. And he just said, that's what's going on, and it can make you, like, you can get sick from this. I did. I got really sick last week. It was bad. It's actually in my throat. I got one in my throat. I got one in my lip. So it's affecting my whole body. This is how much stress I've been under. And that had a lot to do with why I wasn't doing the podcasting too. I've just, between working and dealing with being sick and then just the stress of, just home life stuff, it hasn't been a fun time for me. So please bear with me. I promise you I will try to get more consistent here. Sometimes we just have things that happen in life. But Robin said that she's been being taught by the Bigfoot how to actually ward off the darkness, the evil and the darkness, and like all that surrounds us that tries to bring us down, to make us sick, or to oppress us in whatever ways. The Bigfoot have taught her how to defend herself from that, and she wants to teach me. And I feel very honored. I mean, to know that I'm going to learn something from a woman that has been basically a part of their world her entire life, that's actually learned from them. So in turn, I'm actually learning from them. This ancient, civilization of beings that know things that we don't know. So I'm very excited about that. Hang on, I gotta get a drink here, guys. Hang on. My tea. I always have to get my tea. I continuously keep burning my mouth on this cup I'm drinking out of. I don't know what it is. Actually, I think that's what started my my one sore that got on my lip. So anyway, so I feel really honored about that. At one point, I do want to go see Robin. I want to go and visit her, and I would like to see them for myself. She lives around ones that are good. They're not evil, and they're very protective with her. They've been protecting her. She said they've saved her 4 times. She's been shot at. She's had her bank account frozen. She's had people show up at her house. She's had government agents, around that she knew. And these beings protect her. I think this is just incredible. There's another man that I did, I was on as a guest on one of his shows, Jeff, and he's been doing a show about dogmen. And he has the government agent on his show, Victor, regularly. Now, Victor retired from hunting Bigfoot and from hunting dogmen and other creatures. His dad was a hunter, and so was he for the government. They were ex-military, and they decided to join that group and hunt them. And Victor retired, and it's so odd that even though Jeff is close to Victor, that he still was recently contacted by the government, and they wanted to set up a meeting with Jeff. They required that Jeff meet them. And he's scared. He said, I don't know what's going to happen, guys. He doesn't know. But he's been talking a lot against the government. And the government really means, the cabal. So he's been talking against them, as am I. And a lot of us are. So a lot of the stuff we're doing, I mean, you don't know what could happen to you when you're doing these shows. But what these beings have to understand is that the word is out and it's getting out more and more, and people are having more and more sightings, and they're going to need to explain themselves. Okay? And I was telling Robin about this. I said, Victor was talking about a slow disclose, that the government wants a slow disclose out. And Robin said, yeah, right. She was like, that's what they say. So she doesn't believe that. I also believe there's a huge agenda there. There's a reason why they want to slow disclose. Okay, there's a reason why they do everything. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on, and all we can do is continue our research with it and keep comparing notes, comparing stories, getting the word out, telling each other stories. Just keep talking. Don't stop. But I am hoping to have Robin on. I'm going to have a conversation with her first, and I want to do a lot of talking with her. She said that she doesn't know how deep she can go with me. I think at this point we kind of understand each other more to know that she could tell me anything and I wouldn't think she was nuts. Okay, I am such an open-minded person. I do not believe that people are crazy when they talk about this stuff. We live in a very vast universe, and there's a lot of stuff that's been covered up. The Bible has even been known to have been written several times over. Books, many books of the Bible have been taken out. Those are the books you want to get your hands on and read, because there's a reason that there were books out of the Bible that were removed out of the Bible, like the Book of Enoch, Jubilees, Jasher, Asher, Mary Magdalene. There's many of them. So get your hands on those books and start reading them. Enoch is fascinating. That is a very fascinating book. Find all of them and read them. I would suggest that to you. So I just wanted to tell you that that's what has been going on with me. I wasn't going to do a really large show tonight. I'm just kind of here to let you know that, this is what's been going on. I have been trying to put together a show about mermaids, and I've got some research going on with that. I'm hoping to have that out by the middle of this coming week. So look for that one. That's going to be a good one. I've got some really good information on that, as well as Robin. I'm going to talk to her a lot first, and then we're going to do a show after, because I think there's some things that she can't say on the air, and there's some things I probably can't repeat. So, but if you're interested to see the pictures she sent me, message me. I am at inthedark2021@gmail.com. Message me your stories. Message me if you want to see pictures. I will send them to you. And anything else you want to talk about, please do that. I'm also on YouTube. The it's still new, so it's still growing slowly. For some reason, YouTube's a little bit harder to build up than, like a podcast channel is. But that's just the way it is. Hang on one second. My throat gets so dry. Okay. Before I go, I want to read you a story. Give me 1 second. I had this story pulled up for you, and now I just lost it. Give me 1 second, guys. So, I have this Facebook group, and it's called Cryptid. Hang on 1 second, guys. Okay, you guys, sorry about that. I literally just went into this huge coughing fit. I don't know what happened there. I just couldn't continue to talk. It was awful. So, getting back to what I was saying, I have a story for you. I wanted to read you that I felt. One of my listeners put this up on I have a Facebook group called, I gotta remember what it's called now, Cryptid and Supernatural Encounters. It's on Facebook. It's fairly new. I'm just getting it started, but we post pictures and stuff up there. In fact, I'll ask Robin if I can post her pictures up there that she sent me. So let me get into reading this story. This was written by Sarah. I won't give her last name. She says, "Hey everyone. I joined because I had an experience I don't understand. I took my 2 kids and one of their friends to 6 Rivers National Forest. We went to Aikens Creek West Campground. We wanted to do some Bigfoot hunting, as it's something that's interested us because of encounters in Idaho with my kids' grandparents." Okay, now let me stop there. If you want to go Bigfoot hunting, you do not take your children with you. Ever. I do not understand. This person obviously has never heard of missing 411 cases. Okay. And I wanted to try out my thermal. Oh, good Lord. We get there when there is still light, but no sun shining on us, because the trees cover as soon as the sun starts to go down. First thing we do is eat our MREs. When eating, my daughter keeps saying "what" to me every few minutes. I wasn't sure why until I asked her. She said I kept saying her name, to which I responded, "No, I haven't. I'm eating." This creeped us all out a bit, but we eat and carry on. Once done eating, we take up our gear and start to walk in. As we walk, probably walk on is what she meant. As we walk, we hear snapping of branches in a tree line. Snaps when we walk, stops when we do. So the snaps are heard when they're walking. Snapping stops when they stop walking. Couldn't see anything on thermal. Decided to go in further. Stop hearing the sounds, and we move to a spot where we can start a fire. While sitting around the fire, we all get this uneasy feeling and sick to our stomachs. I tell the kids to get their stuff in the Jeep in case we need to jet. We put out the fire, and as we are doing that, I look off out into the brush, and I can vaguely see something hunched over, which made me freeze. Since the fire is out by now, I tell the kids to get in the Jeep and lock the doors. They scramble. I lock the back and I get in as fast as I can. We decide to just drive home. As we get to the spot where we heard the branches breaking, I see small flashing lights, which makes me stop and turn off everything so I can listen. Once I do this, we all get that sick to our stomach feelings again, which makes me turn the Jeep back on and floor it out of there. About a mile out, there's a guy on the side of the road in the dark trying to get me to stop my Jeep. Yeah, I don't think so. Which makes me floor it more. Smart girl. Not sure what was going on. Took a good hour for the uneasy feeling to go away. Sharing because I'm wondering if anyone has any ideas. So that is Sarah's story. I thought that was a good one. I've heard a lot of these types of encounters. So that's it. I just wanted to kind of touch base with you guys tonight and tell you I'm still alive. And I apologize for disappearing on you. I just, like I said, I'm going to try to get this other one out to you about the mermaids. I'm going to shoot for by Wednesday. Okay. Just give me, we've got the holiday stuff going on this week or the weekend. And, I think by Wednesday I should be able to get this one done. It's a lot. And then after that, I've got more of Ted Gunderson I wanted to talk to you about. And I also have Robin. I know that at some point here, she's going to be on the show. I was going to read to you some of the text messages that we were sending back and forth, but I pretty much told you everything that we had talked about so far. So Just, hang tight with me. I'll be back here. You guys have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. Say your prayers. Pray for the people in Afghanistan. Pray for our country. Pray for us to wipe out this COVID and for our protection against it. And just stay close to God, guys. That's all we can do. You guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I'll talk to you soon.